In this video, Pramawat will be going over Zoroark Control plays with me, helping me learn how to play control decks. So here we go. Hey, this is Seagrove. Today I'm here with Michael Pramawat. I'm terrible at Pokemon, specifically control decks. So he's going to be helping me out with Zoroark. We're going to do both standard and expanded. Today's going to be all standard. We were talking earlier about why it won and then sort of died off very quickly. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so the reason why it won was a lot of people weren't ready for control decks, and people were being extremely greedy with their energy base. So it was in a really good spot for the metagame, and then its Blissiflon matchup was pretty good. Its Zoroark Decidueye matchup was pretty good, and the Gardevoir matchup, which we hadn't thought of, was actually not that good. But other than that, the deck was very, very powerful in like a new meta, which was Latin America, and then yeah, so it ended up winning. But unfortunately, there are ways to, if you make your deck properly, you can play around it. So one such way is Blissiflon playing Energy Switch to not get locked out of the game. And Guardy ended up getting more popular as well.
Yeah. So the first thing I noticed about this deck is it plays 3 DCE.
Yeah, so it ran 3 DCE and 2 Rainbow, I believe. And the reason for that is that you kind of want to... Yeah, you kind of want to just get in there with Oranguru. You're not really too worried about doing a lot with Zoroark. I mean, sometimes you take knockouts, but it's not that often. So most of the time you're just trying to attack with a Oranguru.
Okay. That's a good start.
Yeah, it's not bad.
This was a bad matchup, or a really good matchup. Is it still a good matchup?
Yeah, I think so. So I think people may have been encouraged to not play Decidueye, but because of it won in the control, or because control won in Latin America, but I think it's in a lot better spot now. So let's kind of go over what you should be doing this turn.
So I think I Elm first.
All right. So let's because this turn is pretty mappable. Let's kind of map out what you want to do.
So I want to. I don't think that there are switching cards, or definitely not any that I can get access to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably not going to limitation. But I'm going to want to get 2 Zorua, 3 Zorua. I guess 3 Zorua, 2 Zorua, and no, I was going to say a Ditto, but if I do get a Ditto, I want to get it this turn, because I probably won't want it after this turn, because of the fear of Decidueye.
Right.
I don't need Muck in this matchup, I don't think, but it's still good just to get it out, maybe.
Yeah, so basically the game plan for this matchup is you're going to try and run me out of energy and then deny prizes until I eventually deck out.
Okay.
So your ideal strategy. So for this Elm, you are going to Elm this turn, and your Elm is going to be either 3 Zoras or 2 Zoras and a Ditto.
Okay. Well, it's 3 Zorua because that's it. There's no Ditto.
And then at this point, you can actually you have a pretty decent hand to combat whatever I do. You have a Timer Ball, you have an Ultra Ball, you have cards to discard. So you can attach the Rainbow if you want to the Lele.
Yeah, that's what I would do, because you don't play DC removal typically.
Yeah, so I don't have removal, and it's pretty safe. I either one-shot you or I don't.
Yeah, and either way, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So okay. And then I guess I would just stop there. I don't think I put down Sableye at all.
Correct. So your ideal setup is going to be you could Ultra Ball.
Or Slugma.
Yeah, the slug was okay. You don't actually need it after like once you get going. So I think actually Zoroark is a little bit better. And you want to hold the enhanced hammer. And while we were in the deck, we should have
Looked.
looked for Gladion in case because like sometimes next turn we might have actually just wanted to play Gladion.
Okay.
But we'll get that chance next turn with the when we do a ball search right away. But as of right now, just kind of it depends on how conservative you want to be. If you want to be like super conservative and go down to Zora, you can retreat. But I would just let the Tapu Lele be active. You don't actually mind losing 2 prizes here, even if I do somehow knock it out, because that will activate Countercatcher for you later.
Okay. So I'll just end. Okay. I'm like, I play aggressive decks because I have to make fewer decisions with aggressive decks, so I have better chance against better players.
Yeah, so this deck is all about kind of grinding your opponent out. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to be extremely passive until certain moments. And then it's kind of like judging when you need to be passive and when you need to be aggressive. And aggressive doesn't mean like do damage. Aggressive means like you might need to take like some risks here and there to pull ahead. So let's see. I'm going to start my turn with a timer ball. Okay, we got 2.
Nice. Oof.
Yeah, so my start was pretty good so far.
This is pretty one-sided matchup, right? Typically.
I feel like I think you should win eventually, but like so even if I knock out the Tapu Lele, it's still like okay for you.
Yeah.
What do I want here?
So I'm just gonna talk for a minute while you're thinking.
Sure.
I think so. These are just some of my thoughts going into my turn. I'm thinking, okay, I don't care for Sableye. I can discard that. I don't care for Elm's Lecture. I can discard that. These are Ultra Ball discards. Those would probably be the 2 I drop, unless... No, yeah, those are probably the 2 I drop. But then I'm going to have to trade as well, so maybe my third trade would be Gladion, depending on what's prized, or... If, like, I really need a Gladion, then maybe a Plumeria. But it'll depend on what I draw. Okay.
So at this point, I'm just kind of like, if I draw DCE, that's great. But if I don't, it's fine.
You just
yeah, but I did end up getting the DCE, so I'm gonna just knock out this Tapu Lele.
Nice.
So my game plan as the Zoroark Decidueye player is to pull ahead enough to where you can't, like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Whereas your game plan is to stop you from doing that.
Right. It's to make you draw out. It's a long game.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna. Ooh, if I can get a heads here.
So that's a pretty good draw. Yeah.
I'm in good shape. All right, we're fine.
Yeah. So you're gonna want to discard the Macargo. I don't think it's gonna be that relevant because you might want the rainbow in case you might need to use Cold Crush GX.
Yeah, it's my only rainbow.
Yeah.
So I evolve the active.
Yes, yeah, you want to evolve the active so
you have no way of knocking me out next turn because 2 Decidueye.
Yeah, I cap out at 190.
So trade me cargo, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that because if I could be using Team Skull Grunt?
Well, yeah, I mean you are going to be using Team Skull Grunt this turn.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and enhanced. I don't want to counter catcher yet. probably, or do I?
The counter catcher, you can counter catcher and you can bring up Decidueye if you want.
Is that what I should do?
Yeah, so here's the reason why you bring up Decidueye. Um, it I only typically only have like one rainbow in the deck, right? And
Okay.
so I'm unlikely to Hollow Hunt. Even if I do Hollow Hunt, it's fine because you can Skull Grunt again later on.
Right.
Another thing we need to do is the next time you do a ball search, slow down a little bit so we can figure out our prizes.
Okay. I don't know the deck very well, but I saw that. How many stadiums are there? Is it 2 or 3?
Let's see. I believe there's 2 labs.
Okay. Well, I'm missing a lab. I'm missing a rainbow. I'm missing a ditto. I'm missing a slugma, and I didn't see the other 2.
No, I think I saw the slugma, but
okay.
You definitely don't have the ditto. Either way.
And then 1 rainbow.
Yeah. Well, the rainbow.
No, 2 rainbow.
No. You have
access
to both rainbows.
Oh, okay. I thought there were. Okay.
So at this point, you're going to use Skull Grunt, and you're going to see where I'm at.
Okay. I would have Gladion this turn.
So the reason why you want to Skull Grunt is you want to stop any potential aggression I can do.
Okay.
And then you also want to check out where I am.
So I probably should have done that before I used Counter Catcher.
Yeah. I mean, I knew. That's fair. That is fair. You should have. You definitely Skull Grunt. But
I hold on to this probably.
I don't think it really mattered the order too much. But yeah. And then you're going to want to hold the rainbow. You don't want to put me in range and so forth like that. So at this point, like, my options are really just to trade and see where I can get. I do have a Guzma, so if I draw DCE, that's good for me. But other than that, I can just basically, just kind of just trade. If I don't draw energy, then I honestly just sit and Feather Arrow pass. So I'm just gonna Feather Arrow the bench. And the reason I'm going after the bench is I'm trying to force you to evolve it. So, like, if I get a rare candy Decidueye, then I can hit it for 40 next turn. Yeah. But as of right now, we're just going to pass.
Okay. So that's, I'm guessing, my understanding of what you just said was that's for 2 reasons. Number 1, if I don't evolve it, you get the prize.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, if I do evolve it, you'd rather be attacking that because you have to Guzma to get this out of active, and you can Guzma it and knock it out.
Yes, that's correct. So right now, the first thing you're going to do is trade. Yeah. At this point, I think it's safe to discard the rainbow. I don't think you're going to be using limitation.
Or
so the rainbow,
GX.
Yeah, or your GX move. Nice. So that's fine. And then you got the Zoroark. So you're just gonna trade again, getting rid of the Elm this time.
I could Elm.
No, you don't. You want your if you're gonna use a blank supporter this turn, you want it to be Gladion.
By a blank, you mean a non-draw?
Yeah, or just like a non-impact supporter, non-disruption.
Okay.
So at this point, you are gonna use Gladion and then see where we're at. All right, so there's an Oranguru in there. Let's see. The Oranguru is actually pretty tasty to get. So is the Acerola. The Acerola is actually pretty important to get in this matchup because what's going to end up happening is you're going to use Max Potion and Acerola to loop.
Right.
So having access to Acerola is really important in this one.
So should I grab Acerola now?
Yeah, because I mean, taking prizes in this matchup's not bad, but right now you need to like stabilize. So Acerola is good because it also will reset a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have grabbed a Cynthia.
Yeah. So and that's where like this deck is all about just hanging back, chilling. You don't really need to be that aggressive.
Yeah.
Like we can just because I'm the one who's trying to take prizes because there is a clock on me.
Right.
I will deck out first probably.
Right. How many switches does it play?
It plays one switch.
Okay.
Let's see. And then yeah, that'll be it for me.
Okay. Why doesn't it play like a Suicune so they can just keep doing whatever?
Suicune GX.
Yeah. It just lets you, if it's on their bench, you just put it on the bottom of your deck.
That's okay.
There's just better cards. Just keeps you from decking out.
You don't really need to do it because you have a resource management, so that's only good with like limitation. But the way you're going to use limitation is you're gonna go from a Oranguru into Sableye, so your deck is already going to be sculpted and be bigger than your opponent's.
And that's just to keep them from like judging or Cynthiaing their cards back in, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I'm going to trade a switch.
So at this point, we know you have 4/4 Zoroark, so you actually might bench the 4th Zora at this turn. But well, the keyword was might. I think you could get rid of the Guzma.
Okay.
Yeah, so eventually you're going to be able to put it back in. And the idea is you just want to draw cards at this point. Yeah, so you're going to go ahead and evolve that. You're also going to trade away the Plumeria.
Okay.
So I haven't done anything, so if I had energy, I surely would have done something by now, right? But since I didn't, that's where we're at. And at this point...
Should I Pal Pad?
At this point, yeah, you're going to want to... Yeah, you're definitely going to want to use Cynthia before you trade next.
Yeah.
But I think we can hold the Pal Pad, because the Pal Pad, you're going to want to be able to do like Acerola Pal Pad, yeah. Okay. And the Guzma's not too big of an issue. So you got the Max Potion, and let's see, you can go ahead and trade the Articuno. You won't be needing that card.
It's probably like it's unlikely that you would use it in this matchup at all, I would think. Mm-hmm. But definitely now.
So here's an option that you can do, because I've been kind of hanging back. You can start getting aggressive to get prizes, but you're going to want to have an Oranguru on the bench while you do that. So if you do want to take prizes, and I'm not saying you should.
I don't know.
Yeah. The option would be there for you to like Ultra Ball, a Timer Ball, and the Pal Pad for an Oranguru, bench the Slugma, and then Riot Speeding for 120. However, I don't think that's very needed right now. I think you're fine.
So I can just pass?
Yeah.
Or should I Max Potion?
There's no need to Max Potion right now. If you want, you could actually put the DCE onto Zoroark and then just hit me, or hit my Decidueye.
And then I can retreat and then later.
That'll give you your retreat as well. But you don't want to bench the Slugma.
Yeah. Is the reason I don't want to bench the Slugma because I don't have access to Mag Cargo?
And not only that, it's just kind of like it's a hanging prize. So like if I knock out the Zora, then I can knock out Slugma
or Mag Cargo. Yeah. Okay.
And it makes it you have to like get rid of it somehow.
Yeah. Is that doable in this deck?
You'd have to like Acerola it, which is kind of gross.
Put a rainbow on it and Acerola.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oof. Okay.
Let's see.
There's your hammer.
There it is. So right now I'm just kind of setting damage up, but...
Yeah. Okay, so I know generally like I want to do random things before I do guaranteed things, but I have a lot of random options. I can trade, I can Crushing Hammer, I can Timer Ball. Which of those do I want to do first?
I think you want to do 2 trades, and then you want to Timer Ball if you miss the Zoroark.
Okay, do I trade a Slugma?
Yes. So the reason why you want to wait is because you want to be able to use that Timer Ball for a trade if you can.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like unlike the expanded variant, you don't have execute, so you can't just infinitely have cards to trade. So you need to be a little bit more selective. So at this point, you're going to actually get rid of one of the Ultra Balls.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cool. Okay, now timer.
Yeah.
Cool. I can trade that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do I crushing hammer first or trade first? Trade.
You're gonna trade. So the way this turn's gonna work out is you're gonna use crushing hammer, and then if you miss, you're gonna use Plumeria. But if you don't miss, then you're gonna figure something else out.
Okay.
You're gonna want to trade away. You're gonna want to
force.
trade one more time. Trade away the timer ball.
Timer.
The timer, yeah, because there's no more evolutions in your deck.
Okay.
So.
All right.
All right, let's get it.
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
And then I just.
At this point.
I could Acerola, but I don't know if it's worth
No, you're not. You don't want to use Acerola. You actually want a Ultra Ball for an Orangaroo, discarding one of the Cynthias, and then playing Cynthia.
Okay. And that's just to get an energy, hopefully.
Yeah. So if you get, because you have a switch left, and we can get energy switch, then we can start resource managing. And like right now, one of the best places for the Orangaroo to be is in the active spot.
Right.
Yeah.
You have so many cards.
Hmm.
Now I pull up my fully healed Zoroark, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you want the full healed one.
Or I could do a 20. Oh no, in case you get another Decidueye.
Yeah, so at this point, so I believe Stretcher's in your deck, right?
I hope so. It better be. I mean, it's not in prizes, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it on the prizes either. Okay. So you're definitely gonna put up the active or the non-damaged one.
I think you gotta take a prize.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then, so your hand's actually pretty good to combat what I have. So you're gonna start trading away.
Sableye?
Yeah, you want to trade away the Sableye.
Okay. And then should I go ahead and max the 40?
Not yet. Go ahead and trade away the
Plumeria?
Yeah, the Plumeria.
Okay.
Because you're definitely going to use Skull Grunt on this turn.
That's what I was thinking. Cool.
Yeah. So
do I?
You can get rid of the DCE. You can get rid of a DCE.
Do I prefer? Do I just straight up enhance this, or do I crushing?
Enhance. You straight up enhance.
Okay. Do I trade first?
Yeah, trade the Elm away. So you want to do all your trades before you really just start getting them.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, good, good, good.
So this hand worked out perfectly.
Yes,
so you're going to use Skull Grunt.
Okay.
And then you're going to find 2 energy there. And then you're going to check how many energy you've gotten rid of after this. And then kind of like think about what I can do on my turn. So like I'm really just kind of hoping for a DCE.
And
but
and a rare candy.
Yeah. Right. So you've already you've gotten rid of 2 DCEs, 3 fairies, and a rainbow.
Yeah.
And when you play the enhanced hammer, that's the 3rd DCE. So I basically only have like 1 rainbow, maybe 1 rainbow, or maybe 1 fairy, one rainbow or a fairy, maybe, and then like a DCE. So I only really have like one energy left to win the game with. So at this point, you're just going to try and not lose.
Right. So I'm just attacking with a rank guru.
Yeah. So you're also gonna play the lab, the Lysander's lab, and you're also gonna bring the Decidueye back active because you've gotten rid of the rainbow. So either I have it or I don't. And if I do get the rainbow, that means I'm attaching the rainbow and using Hollow Hunt for energy cards, right? So but you have the Pal Pad in your hand, all right? So you're gonna be able to put supporters back in and then redraw them. So you're gonna be able to get the Skull Grunt.
What if I brought up Ninetales instead, since you have Acerola in hand?
You could do that. That would also work. I mean, the Ninetales or the Decidueye are pretty much just whoever like are blocky. Yeah, you can do the Ninetales as well. Yeah.
Just because of the Acerola, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got to see your hand.
Yeah.
So I think I will do that. And then I don't need to max potion the 40.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean,
you do.
You could mock. Yeah. Okay. And then I want to attack.
Yeah, you're gonna use resource
or
management.
Pal Pad.
No, you can
still don't have
use
Acerola.
You can use the resource management and hold the Pal Pad for now. So what 3 cards do you think you should put in?
Probably an energy. In case you have like a yeah. In case you have like another DCE or something. I kind of want an energy.
Right. So which energy card do you want? Do you want the rainbow or the double colorless?
I mean, there's not really a benefit to rainbow, so I might as well get a DCE because it gives me retreat.
Exactly. So you're gonna want to go to DCE. You remember your other Rangaru's prize, so you're gonna need to grab a stretcher. Yeah.
And then my son is going.
I would grab the enhanced hammer.
The hammer for the last energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So like any supporter you need, you have access to it via the Pal Pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Can you hear that exorcism going on here?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay. It's not better, but I can't help it this time. Oof.
Alright, so I'm gonna pass turn.
Okay.
And
I just trade Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's basically over.
So what is your goal for this turn? Let's just go with that.
To resource management new cards in. I don't know.
Okay. So the goal for this turn is
heal the Zoroark.
Yeah. So you're getting to the point where you don't need 4 Zoroarks in play.
Mm-hmm.
So you're free to actually Acerola the Zoroark and then start discarding Zoroarks for trade. So you want to use its trade first. Yeah, and you go ahead and discard a Threshing Hammer because you can put them back. But now at this point you want to be like, get rid of cards you don't need anymore.
It's the idea of getting rid of.
So at this point, hold up before you trade.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you actually want to use Acerola and then shuffle it back in with Pal Pad. So that way it's in your deck, and then you can put Pal Pad back into your deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I go ahead and trade?
No. You wanna Pal Pad first. That way you
could draw into it again.
Well, you also draw 2 cards instead of just 1.
And what should my other one be? Plumeria or Skull Grunt? I guess Plumeria.
You're definitely gonna want the Skull Grunt.
Okay.
Because if I'm hiding the energy in my hand, you want to get rid of it.
I want you to. Okay. I want to force you to play it.
Yeah.
And then I trade the. Should I put down the Zorua?
No, you don't need to anymore.
Okay. And then trade the timer.
Yeah, the timer or the Zoroark or Zoro. It doesn't matter.
Okay. And then,
yeah. And at this point, you're just going to want to use resource management.
And then let me think about what I would get here. I don't need an energy. I got the stretcher. Probably a POW pad.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a max potion.
Yep, that's correct.
And an enhanced hammer.
No, we already got one last time.
Oh yeah. So then the Guzma, I don't know what helps. Oh,
okay, so you're on the right track with the Guzma. Yes, the switch is correct. The switch is correct. So the reason why you want the switch is in case the Oranguru does go down, you're going to be able to use stretcher, energy switch,
and still use
and
a different
still
supporter.
Resource management. Yeah, and still get your supporter. That's correct.
Okay.
All right. So, let's see here. I'm gonna get a fancy knockout on the Zoroark, and then I'm gonna be able.
All
I'm
right.
gonna be using my last DCE. Or is that a yeah? No, that's not a yeah. It is a knockout because I have the blower.
And that's game.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna have any more. Well, I can like I can shuffle in 3 cards with stretcher, but I won't have any more energy. Yeah. Which is the bigger issue. So at this point, we've run into a cycle where Feather Arrow can't put enough damage to take out the last knockout, which is also why you don't want to bench a Zoro anymore. Because for some reason I can if for some reason I'm able to finagle that, then it would be bad. But
okay,
unlikely in this scenario. So in this scenario, right, you know what the 3 cards are in my deck are, right? So
right.
You would send up a Ranguru, and then you're going to Skull Grunt and Enhance Hammer me, and then you know you won the game. Because you know all possible cards that I have available. And
none of them are energy.
And none of them are energy cards
or
ways to attack. So at this point, I would concede. So I will.
Okay.
But yeah, and that's how that matchup plays out. Okay. So it looked a little scary at the beginning, right? Like you were kind of getting beat up, but in the end, you came out on top.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to think if there is another one.
I mean, I have other decks, but honestly, most of those matchups play out the same. The only deck that's different is Blacephalon, but that matchup is actually just a loss now because of the energy switch is being played. So you actually can't win ever.
What about Rayquaza? Or is that not really played?
The Rayquaza Zoro deck?
Maybe. I'm not up to date with the meta.
So the way Rayquaza in Standard is played, at least how I think it should be played, is Rayquaza with Zoro GX. And the idea is you play with Shuckles, and you get a bunch of energy into the discard, and then you use Zoro GX to put 5 energy in play. And the way you get them in the discard is Shuckles and Rayquaza's ability, and that's what you do.
Okay.
And you just go in for big damage. So that matchup can be volatile, but kind of hinges on how many crushing hammers you get. If you get a good cold crush, if you find a good time to cold crush them, and then you could if you do
is cold crush Articuno's attack?
Yeah, cold crush GX is Articuno's attack. So if you do Skull Grunt cold crush GX, and with some crushing hammers here and there, and you want to be targeting their lightning energies specifically, so they can't use the free retreat. But that's how that matchup plays out. It's more. I think that the matchup's closer than say Blacephalon, which is just a straight loss.
Right. What about Malamar? Is Malamar straight loss?
No, Malamar is actually weird because you actually just attack in that match.
Can we do that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let me play. I know whose list I'll play. I'm trying to use decks that are
common.
or you've seen like people know what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Let's see. And luckily, PTC Joe is really nice to import decks.
Yes, that is nice. I'm gonna open a pack.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna open a pack. Here we go.
All right. So in this matchup, you're gonna want to be more aggressive, which is also why you want to play DCEs, right? So like if you weren't using Right as beating ever, then you would just use basic energies or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
But because there are some matchups you want to attack in, DCE is still important.
I will go first. So, since I'm being more aggressive, well, I'll wait and see what my top deck is. Perfect. I'll Elm and just grab.
So in this one, you actually want to make sure you get a Lowland Mockdown.
Okay, why is that?
So you want to stop Giratina cycles, and you also want to stop Marshadow GX.
I forgot about both of those cards. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the strategy is to get a Lowland Muckdown, and then cycle between attacking and resource managing up Guzmas. Okay. So eventually you knock out everything.
This is it, right? I'm saving Ultra Ball for next turn.
Yeah, that's all you need to do this turn, yeah.
Cool.
I actually missequenced that. That's okay.
So, say again what I'm trying to do with the Alolan Muck. Turn off Giratina.
Yeah, so the goal here is to turn off Giratina
and Marshadow.
And Marshadow GX. And it also stops Let Loose, which can be an issue.
Yes. I hate that card. I liked it at the beginning of the season when I didn't think other people had figured it out.
Speaking of Let Loose, there it is.
Oof. And you play enough acro bikes and such that you're just like, I'll let loose and I'll find it. And you have Mysterious Treasure and Ultra Balls. Yeah. And you play like 8 draw supporters.
Yeah, so the idea for Malamar, you're just trying to turbo through your deck, and hopefully that's enough.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Crushing Hammer.
Okay. Yeah, that seems fine because you wanna buy as much time as possible at this point.
And then I Elm.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much the only thing you can do at this point.
I guess
you want to you definitely grab everything.
I was hoping for a Slugma, but
well, first off, Elm can't grab any Slugma.
Oh, right, it's not budget. Yeah. So okay, because I'm thinking
in this matchup, it's fine to bench the 4th Zoro. Just
yeah.
In case you're wondering.
And then Sableye.
No, you want to hold that.
Well, what if I was thinking I could put it, and then when you knock me out, I can just move it up and it can die.
Yeah, I mean you can, but that's a little premature. So first off, I have to figure out a way to knock you out, right?
Okay. So maybe next turn.
Yeah, maybe next turn if my board is a little bit more threatening. But right now I only have 3 cards in hand. I just lost my active energy. I'm not really sure how I'm going to move this Necrozma active that I started with. So it's like I have some moves I need to make first.
Right.
All right.
So I'm hoping, and if you don't, and I top deck Ultra Ball, it's like I have to get a Zoroark instead of a Lele.
Yeah. So my priority here is I want to be able to knock out that Ditto if I can. Because I need you to not do anything bad to me with that Ditto.
Right.
Let's see here.
Is the skateboard okay? Because you
Yeah,
want
so
to, it'll help you accelerate enough to where it's quicker to retreat than to lead in.
yeah, I also want to be able to like have Necrozma ready to go.
Right. Okay. Yes, and that's why we don't put it. I'm Cynthiaing, I trust.
Yeah, there's no other move you need because right now you're just more focused about setting up.
Right.
And if you can get a, if you can get a muck, that would be pretty good. If not, it's not a big deal for right now because you haven't done anything ability threatening wise. Like honestly, right now you just want to start attacking with Zoroark.
So do I Ultra Ball away Lele and switch?
Let's see here. You're gonna get rid of the Lele for sure. The switch I'm more on the fence about. I think I might actually get rid of the Plumeria.
Okay.
Yeah. And the card you're going to discard might actually be the switch. You know what? All three of them were going to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about Plumeria or Rainbow. So I put here...
Yeah, so you want to save the Rainbow because you're going to end up... Like, you might want to end up using Cold Crush GX in this matchup.
Right.
And so, like, there's also a scenario you might also, like, switch into a mill strategy if you end up blocking something.
So I trade a switch.
Yeah.
Oof. That kid is going crazy. Alright. Not really any point in doing that.
Yeah, there's no need to use that.
I could Ultra Ball for Slug or Zoroark.
I would actually consider passing.
Okay. Because I don't want to trade. Then,
well, you don't want to. You don't want to get rid of the Rainbow, so there's like no good card for you to trade away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though I have another Rainbow.
See the Rainbow. Let's see. Let's imagine the scenarios where I'm doing stuff, right? So my strategy would be Guzma Lele. But if you put a Zoroark down, then I can definitely just knock out the Zoroark. Because I do have energies. I have 2 energy in my discard.
Yeah.
So if I have a Guzma, that's a dead Zoroark, and you'd rather lose the Lele.
Okay. I've never thought about it that way before. Interesting.
And like another thing you're gonna want to get down is a lab, so I no longer have easy access to just retreating.
Right.
But my goal here is to just be as prize efficient as I can as the Malamar player.
Right.
So I'm gonna I want my Guzmas to be like knockouts.
Okay. So it's better to knock out Lele instead of Ditto.
Yeah. So I don't have access to Giratina yet, and I'm just trying to 3 Guzmas, 3 knockouts.
Okay.
So at this point, you're going to trade first for anything else.
What do I trade?
You can get rid of the Macargo or the Max Potion. I don't think you're going to be using Max Potion in this matchup because my goal is not really to damage you. It's more just to take knockouts.
Okay. And then do I Ultra Ball for another Lele? Or for a Zoroark? Or neither?
At this point, I think you need to get Zoroark out. You can get rid of the Plumeria and the Max Potion, and then get rid of the Crushing Hammer.
Okay. And I'm hoping for a Muck, or a Lysander Lab, or another Zoroark.
Supporter would be good too. The Muck is good here. So the Muck is good because it also stops invasion.
Right. So and I just hit you?
Yeah, honestly, just attacking me is fine.
Yes.
100 damage is still pretty good, right?
Right.
And so it's what could possibly be my response? It's so now I can't Lele Guzma.
Right.
I can't invasion. I need to move the Necrozma out of the active spot, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna send up this Mars Shadow.
Here, a Crushing Hammer would actually be good.
A crushing hammer would be good,
It
but also
requires
counter
you to
catch.
have. Oh, counter catcher would be really good.
Yeah. So they're both good here, and I also can't. I'm also cut off from Marshadow GX. So like really, this Necrozma is like one of my last bastions of like taking prizes.
Right. Ooh, that's not the play. Not now. I'm gonna trade the enhanced.
Yeah, so you know I'm a Malamar deck, so I don't have any special energies, so the enhanced hammers are just cards to be traded away.
Should I go ahead and crushing, or hold it?
You can go ahead and crushing. That's fine.
Should I play the Orangaroo?
No, I think what you're gonna do is you're gonna Cynthia.
Okay. And just hope I find
a counter catcher, or just more Zoroarks would be good too.
Okay. Trade Elm.
Mm-hmm.
And nice. Labs and a Zoroark. So Ultra Ball, Sableye, and
the Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
Oh, because I might have 3 Zoroarks at that point.
Mm-hmm. Also, you've already used your supporter for the turn. So you're gonna get rid of the Pal Pad.
Trade the Pal Pad?
Yeah.
Sad pad. Okay. No catcher. So I just play this and attack?
No, you don't want to take a prize. You don't want to knock. I mean, so you're going to use resource management this turn.
Oh, okay.
So here's 2 reasons. One, if I have Guzma, you're losing 2 prizes anyways.
Okay.
2, if I don't have Guzma, but I have an energy card, then I can just attach twice with Malamar, attach, retreat, knock out 2 prizes, right? However, if I'm spending all that energy to knock out an Orangaroo, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. Okay, so play Orangaroo.
But you also want to play the lab, so I can't just escape board.
Right. And then with Orangaroo, well, I will see here. So why didn't I play Orangaroo first time around?
We were still kind of waiting for counter catcher. I mean, you could have played it, I guess.
Was there another thing that we would have wanted?
Maybe we would have wanted. No, probably should have played it there.
Okay. Well, this is discard, but what should I get here? A DCE, I think.
The DC is okay to get.
Oh, a switch maybe.
Let's see.
Crushing hammers.
Yeah, so at this point, your game plan is to strand something active. So the crushing hammers are really good here. The switch is also good here because if you actually want the switch. So in case a Orangaroo goes down, you're going to need to be able to switch out.
Okay. So those 3?
Yeah, those are fine.
Goodness. Okay. Nice. So that's... I still, if possible, would much rather take out Necrozma GX than Dawn Wings, right?
Yes.
At this point. Because it's not... It can't GX to get Invincible.
Right, so at most I have 1 stretcher left because I have a stretcher on my discard pile. The Necrozma GX is already there, and I'm just using Dark Flash. I can't really use Moon Eclipse. So... And now, another combination you can also do is if you are able to... No, that wouldn't work long term because eventually I would draw Guzma. At this point, your game plan is to take a knockout on Necrozma GX, the damaged one on the bench.
So trade a Elm.
Go ahead and trade that.
And then Lysander Labs.
Yeah. Go ahead and discard. No, play the timer ball first.
Yeah. And then discard Lysander Labs?
Yeah, discard Lysander Labs.
I'm probably not going to put down a Rangro either, but I don't think you play another Stadium.
So go ahead and discard the Articuno.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. So there's two options you can do, depending on how the supporters line out. Get rid of the Gladian.
Okay. And cool.
All right. So the strategy here you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use Skull Grunt first. See where I'm at. So you see that my only option is the Stretcher and Cynthia next turn. So you know relatively what I can do. I can definitely use recharge, but so you're definitely gonna want to get rid of my big damage guy. So Zoro can take a hit for sure.
Is there anything in your hand that could have been there that would have made me say, "Oh, I want to do this instead"?
No, not really.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
getting energies was like a best case scenario there.
Catcher here, and there's really no point in crushing this turn.
Right. Yeah, you don't need the crushing.
And then attack. I don't want to put down Iranguru, I don't think.
Yeah, you don't want it to get knocked out. All right. So now I'm in a little bit of some problems here.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have 5, 8, 2 energy left. I'm gonna play an Ultra Ball. Get rid of these two. And then I'm just...
Ouch.
I'm going to get the Necrozma and put it onto my bench, but... Yeah. Because I want to get it ready.
Mm-hmm. So now I have to... Actually, I have to knock out your Dawn Wings, don't I? Next turn.
Not necessarily. Well, let's see. One thing you could do is you can soften up the Necrozma. You could actually just hit it for 100.
Mm-hmm.
And that what that'll do is I either have the energy, one of the last two energies to attach and then Prismatic Burst it for a knockout.
Right.
Or I Black Ray and then I don't take any prizes. And then you knock out Necrozma, and then my only follow-up is either like a Tapu Lele or a Necrozma hitting for 120, which immediately gets knocked out.
Could I pull up an Malamar? No, you have too many Guzma left.
Yeah, I have like 3 Guzma left. So the options that take out Malamar aren't there, but you definitely have a lot of options here.
I'm going to trade Timer Balls away?
Yeah, get rid of all of them.
Trade another Timer Ball.
Another thing you can do with this turn...
Trade another Timer Ball?
Yeah, go ahead and get rid of the Timer Ball. Is you can Guzma up the Necrozma GX, get back, and then like stretch your Articuno back, get rid of the Ultra Ball, by the way. And then you can stretch your back Articuno, attach a Rainbow to Articuno after Legendary, and then use like Guzma, Knockout. But I don't know if that only works if you have Ace or Roll left, which I don't know.
I think I mean, it's not in discard.
But as of right now, honestly, you can just
I need a Guzma and then switch.
No, you have a counter catcher.
Oh, okay.
You could Skull Grunt again. If you get the energy, that's great. If not, you kind of see what it can do. So you see my hand is dead.
Right.
Absolutely unplayable. All right, so now we're able to figure out, like, so you know you're safe to just bring up Necrozma GX and just hit it. You could also start using Crushing Hammers
on it.
Yeah, and like just make it complete. Like if you get more than if you get one more, then it's like really good.
Yeah. If I get all 3. Oof.
All right, that's fine.
I still want to do it.
Yeah, you still want to do it. So like then I'm going to be forced to retreat, and then you can Guzman me next turn.
You're forced to retreat because if you hit me, I can probably just heal.
Yeah. Well,
if you can even find an energy.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm getting close to needing to Oranguru.
Yeah, you might have to do it next turn, which is fine.
I think
depending on what the last card in your deck is. But you should be.
I should be okay without it, right? Well, depends on where my DCE is. If that's a DCE, I think I'm okay without it.
Yeah, so if that's a DCE, then you're definitely fine.
Oh, that's surprising.
It's not. So let's see.
I think I.
We can. Let's figure out what your prizes are if you remember. Do you remember your last 4? But we can also just look at your discard pile and figure it out. So it's Slugma, a Cynthia, a Slugma Cynthia.
Is there 3 enhanced hammers?
No, I think there's only 2.
Okay.
You have a DCE prized.
Yeah.
But
the Gladian?
I actually think you're fine to resource management this turn. So here's
okay. I think my thought here would be I just Guzma Necrozma, switch into it, rescue stretcher back 3 Pokemon, and hope DCE is in my next, because if it's not, I lose.
Right. Or, and that's like a 50, you have a 50-50 shot because you only have 1 DCE left.
Right.
Now let's explore what happens if you resource manage it, right? So you know my hand is still dead. You know exactly what happened. I drew an Acrovike, and then I got an Ultra Ball off of it.
Oh, Ultra Ball.
Which I played to thin my deck out, right?
Right. You only have 6 cards left.
So you know I have 5 unplayable cards, so I'm playing the board. All right, so if you use a Oranguru here...
Okay, I see.
Then you can put back 3 cards that get you the win. And so like, what's the scenario for if I use a Oranguru? So I use a Oranguru, you use a Oranguru, I come up with Dawn Wings, take the knockout. And then you Guzma up my Necrozma GX that has damage on it, and then you win the game. Or then you knock it out, and you'll have another Guzma for the turn after that.
Okay, so let's do it.
Yeah. So you want to use Switch here.
Yeah. So I need to... I don't rescue stretcher.
No, you don't need to.
I want to save that anyways. So
yeah.
I'm gonna.
You just want juicy cards in your deck.
A Guzma, a DCE.
you want the Pal Pad.
And a Switch.
You have the Guzma's in your hand.
So those 3.
Yeah, you definitely want the DCE because if I draw a Guzma, then I can
knock me out. Then I can't attack.
Yeah. And then as for the switch, I'm not so sure on. Let's
Because
see.
Oranguru has a retreat of 2. Oh, but I'm gonna Guzma.
No, you want the switch because the Rangoon does have a retreat. No, no, no. Because if you Guzma, then I would send you could send up a Zoroark.
Okay. What about counter catcher?
The counter catcher's not bad. Let's scroll through your options.
Okay.
All right. Um. So, not. Yeah, the switch is fine. The switch is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really just making sure, and at this point, it's like it's not that the switch was like a maybe get it. It was more like just being careful.
Right. Last turn, had I gone aggro and attacked,
Mm-hmm.
Dawn, I would have knocked out. I would have needed to knock out Dawn Wings, correct?
Um, you needed to knock out anyone really, just a GX.
Because then Dawn Wings can't GX and become invincible. Okay, so I pull up. Yeah, I pull up Zoroark.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have to somehow not have a Guzma here.
So let's see. Let's think about. I mean,
I'm gonna trade the hammer. I'm gonna throw 3 Pokemon back in and attack, and that's really all I can do.
well, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's basically it. Okay.
I mean, you have a PAL pad, so we can like PAL pad first. Maybe there's something good there. Let's like.
Okay.
Definitely, I guess the skull. I guess you can skull grunt this turn.
I can't because if I trade, I lose.
No.
Oh, because I have the stretcher.
Yeah.
So Plumeria.
No.
Gladian. In case I need a DCE somehow.
Yeah, that works.
I don't know. The other one doesn't really matter, I don't think. And then I trade. Ooh. I should have traded my Guzma. And no, wait. Then what? Oh yeah, you can trade for nothing, and then bring it back, and then trade again. Switch won't matter.
Yeah, the switch won't matter anymore.
Yeah, it can't. Okay, and then it doesn't matter. So yeah.
All right, so it's just going to come down to whether I have a Guzma or not.
Yeah.
So I don't have a Guzma.
Woo! Would my faith have been rewarded? No.
No, you would have lost. Like instantly.
Yeah. Oof.
All right, so here it is. Do I draw Guzma or not? All right. We did it.
No. Okay. Well, that was good. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think so. You definitely would have won if you didn't like fumble around for the first 5 turns.
Right.
But like that's how so the matchup was extremely like grueling. But like you remember how you almost won, right? But like
Right.
you remember how bad your start was? It was
Right.
just like you just did nothing for like 4 turns. So like that's how the matchup plays out. Like if you like imagine like the matchup if you were like attacking way earlier, you would have
Right.
just it would have just been blowout.
And I could have been taking out your Malamars or something.
Yeah, you could have taken out Malamar. You could have gotten the damage on Necrozma way earlier.
Right.
Things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks again for your time, and well, I'll put this out tomorrow, and we'll do Zoroark Expanded next.
Cool.
All right. Do you want to? Oh yeah. I just want to give a shout out to all of my supporters, especially those who made it with me through the long drought. It's finally over. Thank you so much. Starting with Basic, Will Post, Matthew McCrae, Cecil D, Escape Trinity, and Brian C. Great, Stephen Hunter, Rico Cabrera, Jesse Swinson, Stefan Ivanov, who's been making a lot of great content himself, Daniel Faisal and Alex Haney from Ultra, some super cool dudes. And in Masters, Caleb Vance, Dan Nelson, Impulse Gaming, and PokeStats, who all of them I am friends with, which is super cool. Thank you guys so much for your support, especially through that time. You're done. We're out. We're back. This video is awesome. I hope you really liked it. We've got another one like it coming up, and we're going to have a few giveaways in the next video.